Hey guys, Graham here with another White Coat Webisode. You'll notice I'm in my hockey jersey today. That is because I have the distinct pleasure of talking a little bit about surgical practices. First of all, something near and dear to my heart, really excited. My wife is a surgeon, which is something I'm immensely proud of. She just took her boards, which is incredibly exciting. I don't talk too much about my personal life here, but I did want to give a big shout out to her for that. But what makes marketing surgical practices unique? Well, first of all of them are different. I think that's incredibly important to mention. There is a big difference between a heart surgeon and an orthopedic surgeon and so on and so forth. And it's incredibly important that we treat them all differently. The other thing is that oftentimes they're not the first line of defense. So oftentimes they're working with a group or they have other folks that they're working with to help them market their practice or to generate those referrals, which can be a huge boon and a huge benefit to what they're doing and how they help grow their practice. That being said, we do see a lot of folks treating them as the first line of defense, especially as the healthcare industry has really changed. People are now seeking out a lot of their own first line providers. One thing that's really important when we market a surgical practice is noting what insurances do you take? What kind of surgery do you actually do? Being very clear with people about the treatments that you provide, because oftentimes that's a little bit diffuse. People don't necessarily know. There's a lot more education that goes into marketing surgical practices than there would be with, say, a family practice, right? Everybody knows what that is. We really have to let people know what the different types of surgeons are. The other thing is we want to talk a lot more about the surgeon themselves. People have a lot of anxiety about going under the knife, about having a surgery done. And so it's really important that the person providing the surgery, A, has a track record of success, but B, is well accredited, has passed their exams, has done this successfully time and time and time again. The other piece here is that people want to go to the best. We really need to be communicating why you are the best at what you do and what makes you so special. I think that's incredibly, incredibly important. And then finally, we also want to talk a little bit more about injuries or ailments. We want people to be able to find you for something that may be going wrong. To lean back on the orthopedic surgery bit, if I have a knee issue, I'm going to seek out an orthopedic surgeon, but I might want to find them just by saying, I have knee pain. What do I do next? So it's really important that we nail SEO, we nail the services that you provide, and make sure that you're incredibly findable in your area for those services. Finally, I think reviews are really important here. It's really, really, really important that people see from others the great work that you've done. So when we're marketing a surgical practice, it is a little bit different. We want to rely a little bit more on referral partners. Sometimes we even want to market to referral partners, make sure that that front desk person making that referral knows who you are. But we also want to talk a lot about the surgeon themselves, really highlight, what is it that makes them so special, so unique. Give us a call, reach out to us, www.whitecoatweb.com. Would love to speak with you. Would love to tell you a little bit more about what makes surgical practices so unique. Go mean-eyed cats.